Hi guys, and welcome to Alistair Currell Photography. Now today we have our model Gemma back with us, and we're going to be doing a demo about using reflectors over studio lights to fill in those shadows if you are running low on studio equipment, or you are trying to do something a little bit DIY-y. So first of all, we've got one of our rectangular curved reflectors. We've got a 5-in-1 fold away reflector here as well, and you are going to be seeing a strip light as well. So I have set up a simple clamshell lighting setup for us. We have our 90 to 60 centimeter softbox on a boom arm, so it actually creates this gap between our reflector and the softbox, so we can actually shoot through it. And Gemma's wearing a lovely black top as well, and we're only going to be shooting from the shoulders upwards, so a lovely beauty shot. And for this shot as well, I'm going to be shooting 200ths of a second, aperture of 8 or f8, sorry, and 100 ISO. Okay, now if we start taking some photos, what the advantage of this is as it's curved, it doesn't just fill in the shadow underneath the neck, it also fills in some of the shadow around the cheekbones too, and can also create some highlights too, especially if you've got backlights as well. But what you will notice is it gives a really lovely rectangular catch light underneath the bottom of Gemma's eye, and with a square softbox you kind of get matching catch lights or similar catch lights. So that's the advantage of using this. Now, any reflector, I kind of feel you don't get as much control because the light is bouncing off a surface. So you can never control how much it's bouncing unless you are adjusting our reflector like so. So if it's upright, it may bounce it more, or if it's down like that, it may bounce less. And it'll also give a direction as well. But I do feel you don't get as much control with this, but we'll just do a few more just so you can then see the examples given. We just do a couple more. Now, even when Gemma turns, can you see that catch light just stays in the exact same place? It is filling in that shadow, but I kind of feel this is filling in the shadow a little bit too much. So what I am going to do, I am just going to tilt this forward just a little bit, like so. See if that does the difference. If not, we're going to have to rotate it back this way if it is too much. Let's have a look. Yes, it's actually done the job there. There is a bit more shadow there. Oh, may have done a double flash there. These are coming out really great. So that's our first reflector for you. Now we're going to do a quick transition, and you're going to see our 5-in-1 reflector here in just a second. Here we are now. So we've got our 5-in-1 reflector. You can get these really cheaply off Amazon or somewhere for like a tenner. They are a 5-in-1, but we've had to put it on a stand just so then we were able to then tilt it without me or Gemma or someone having to hold it, because you may not always have an assistant. Now, if we take some photos, you're probably thinking, well, it's just a smaller softbox. A smaller reflector, and it is, and you will get a very, very similar result. And a bit like any reflector, you do get the 5-in-1, so we can put the white side on or the gold side, but I would try and keep to silver or white, just being, because it just keeps a nice neutral reflection back instead of having a gold tint appearing. So if we could just do some more photos, you probably won't even notice that much of a difference, apart from the catch light is just a little bit smaller in the bottom part of Gemma's eye. But the only thing we have to do with this is actually have a bar and a stand to actually put this in place. But we can easily tilt it, and actually I find this easier to actually tilt than actually our first curved reflector. So I can just easily do that. So actually for just movement, it's actually, I found a little bit easier. So if we now continue shooting, you can now see if there was something wrong, I can just easily tilt it and then move it back and then continue shooting. Again, Now these would mostly be used for outdoor shoots or just popping in light if someone is actually holding it. You wouldn't normally have it on like a stand compared to the other one, but in terms of the cost of value for these are only being £10, which if you're watching it in America it might be $15. It isn't very much. You can fold these away as well, and our curved reflectors, you saw how big it is, you actually can't fold it away. So in terms of space, this is actually a lot easier to also use. But what we're going to do now, we're going to go back and use a studio light with a strip box, and we're going to now also compare the differences there as well. So I'll see you in just a second. Finally, we got our strip light in place. So you've probably seen this on previous videos. Now having a studio light instead of a reflector will automatically give you better control over this fill light instead of relying on our main light and the reflection of it. So that is already a benefit, but of course you have got the expense of a huge studio light or flash gun, the modifier itself. So we have got a grid on this just to also focus the light upwards towards Gemma, but we will do some photos just now. And I'm just going to check the lights are balanced. Yeah, perfect. I might send it down just a little bit. I just want a little bit of just shadow and underneath, but not massively. Let's just do another check, just see if I've got to do it a little bit more. Yeah, tiniest bit more. So the benefit of having studio lights is you can turn down the lights in like the power of the lights in smaller increments than actually trying to balance the reflector to actually get the same result where you've got to move it further or back and things like that. So now that we got it perfect, so another thing to look at is our catch lights are near enough the same. If I could just get Gemma doing a shot head on, just so I can put it up on the screen. So if you are growing a business and you don't have a second light to actually do this, you've probably seen from these comparisons, actually you can get similar results with reflectors, and you can invest in either a very cheap reflector and a stand like you actually saw, or you can invest it in a curved reflector if you do want a little bit more consistency instead of those flimsy fold away ones. The only thing I say about the curved reflector one is it takes up a lot of space. They are big and they're not easy to flat pack, or certainly the one I've got isn't very easy. So if I had to pick, I'd either go for the really cheap reflector or a studio light. But again, it depends on your own situation starting your photography business. Now I hope you have enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Please think about liking and subscribing. It really does help the channel. Thank you, Gemma, for also joining us today, and we'll see you all in the next one.